of the Poitras family, and today I'm going to be asking my parents things that literally no kid knows. And hopefully I get some answers, so let's find out! Hi, this is Sophie's Kid Talk, and this is where kids like me try to find out about the adult world and what they talk about. This is my little sister, Sammy. Hi.
You want to tell them something about yourself?
No.
You gonna go play?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. She's not ready for kids talk.
Nope. And this is my mom.
Hi, I'm Sophi's mom. I am from Peru, and I'm a nursing student, and I'm currently working in the medical industry.
And this is my dad.
Hey, I'm Sophia's dad. I'm from El Paso, Texas, and I work in management.
I am Sophia Poitras. I am 8 years old. I am in 3rd grade. And I love to sing and dance. So today's question is, well, I was playing an Xbox game with my dad, and my dad was playing an Xbox game. And I was like, why would people want to do boxing when they could get hurt and die? Maybe. I don't know, but then they start bleeding. So do you know?
Well, I think that's a really good question, right? It's a tough question as a dad. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was really cool, but I'm more interested in what Mommy has to say first.
So the first thing I said was, it's because men are cavemen, and they just act like cavemen, so they hit each other for fun.
That doesn't look like fun.
Doesn't look like fun. So, and then that response was...
So my thought is, what I was trying to tell Sophia is that it's a sport. It's not something that you just want to overpower somebody. If that was the case, you would just have to be the strongest person. It's an art. It's a science. There's best practices. It's really cool if you think about it, but I mean, you can't argue. You guys are right. It's barbaric. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see their perspective as well. Makes it for a guy like me who's not super macho, but it makes it difficult for me to try to explain this man's world that we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your next question? Something else you asked.
Oh yeah, and also I've seen Dad also be boxing, and then I saw girls in bikinis just holding up signs round 2. Why? Why are they doing that?
What are they doing? What though?
They're like in bikinis, and they're like a speedo for girls.
That's a really good question. Like, why does those girls or the girls that have those numbers have to wear bikinis? Why can't they wear shorts? Or
Why is it a girl?
Because
as a matter of fact, what was your comment that you said after that? I thought it was super interesting. You remember? You were talking about, so if it's girls fighting,
then boys are shirtless, just in a speedo or something.
with numbers?
but there's so many weird things about this whole thing, right? Like, all right, I guess let's break it down a little bit. It is interesting. What is the job of that person that's walking around? Never mind how they're dressed. We're gonna get to how weird that is too, right? But what's that person's job? Like,
to hold up signs to say round 2, round 10, round...
Okay.
Anything.
All right. Yeah, exactly. And then why do they wear what they wear though?
Why do you think they wear just a bikini?
And like a
Which I've never noticed, by the way. This is that's the first thing that came to mind. It's like, I never noticed that. And that's why my dad used to always tell me, "Hey son, what round is it?" He's always... Rest in peace, Dad. Sorry.
Okay, so why do you think they just wear a bikini instead of I don't know?
Clothes? I don't know.
Clothes.
I don't know.
Good question.
But then that made me wonder of another question.
What's your question, baby?
If there's more man or more woman to see the the boxing.
Oh, that's true because we got into a conversation about I like to talk about business with you a lot and get your kind of reflection because you just have an awesome brain and you just think the coolest things and we have so many things to talk about, but let me try to stay focused. What was
Why
that
there is more? If there is, okay. Squirrel. So, is there any more men or women in a boxing game?
Oh yeah, so what I was trying to say is who's your audience, right? But because and then we talked about so like would it be a man if it was a girl boxer? Is that what makes like who decided this stuff? Because
Men. Cavemen, probably.
I shouldn't be setting myself up like that, right? But no, it's great. But who is I was telling Sophia, I mean I think I could be totally wrong, but I believe men prefer to watch female boxing. Now don't get me wrong, and my favorite fighter is a woman. So and that's Thug Rose for sure, 100%.
I have a very strong personality.
We talk about cavemen. If you guys know the true story about how cavemen used to conquistar, they used to get their how would you say conquistar in Spanish? You know?
No.
How they would find a mate. No,
What?
is that like a mate, like a friend for life? No,
Mhm.
they used to
Oh.
club them in the head, but that's what wifey did to me. That's where I was gonna go. You were talking about cavemen, huh? What were you talking about?
Wow.
Well, you were talking about fighting.
What?
Like,
You were talking about
you have a strong
girls
personality.
fighting. Girls fighting.
Anyway, back to your show, baby. Where were we at? So yeah.
So, do we think there is more men or women in a boxing? What's it called?
Like in the audience?
Yeah.
Well, then when I saw like a girl in a bikini, it made me like wonder like if there was more girls watching that once to see like who's the strongest man. For some reason, makes
I
sense.
don't know.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'm sure there's women that like boxing, and then I'm sure that boxer probably have a wife, and that wife have a friend, so she doesn't sit alone. I don't know.
What?
But what do you think?
What's my thought?
What's the audience? Yeah.
Oh, I think it's probably heavy male. If I was to guess, it might be 75%. Again, I hate like I'm a feminist. I want to say because like I have 2 daughters. You know what I mean? I every time I say stuff like this, I just think like I want to give a shout out to the girls that like this. You have friends that do jujitsu and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
and it's even interesting to you. Although, yeah, we won't touch that topic.
I mean,
Never mind.
I'm fine with jiu-jitsu, but what's the other
The
one?
hitting, boxing,
Yeah,
and
what's the other one?
kickboxing.
No, what's the other one?
There's Brazilian jiu-jitsu. There's
No.
judo.
No,
You
the
don't know
other
if I
one
got
where
a-
they hit
no?
each other.
Oh, you're talking about Muay Thai?
No.
Strike, just any striking thing in general?
Okay, I
Sound
have no
good.
idea what you guys are talking about.
I know.
Yeah, this became adult talk.
Yeah, don't talk.
What's the kid want to
Okay,
talk about?
So, what other questions do you have? Oh, have we answered your questions?
Well, yes.
If you had a key takeaway, and let's just take it back to your original question. What was your original question?
Why do people like boxing when they could get hurt or die?
So you heard mom's perspective. You heard dad's thoughts. What are your thoughts as of right now? Like if you had a friend that explained it to you, and you had to tell him what you thought, like in a very like, what do you think?
Well, I would say like I would be like confused.
You wouldn't know how to answer still.
No.
We'll make up an answer. If you could get creative with it, what's a couple of ideas that come to mind?
Whoever made that type of arts,
Sport.
sport.
Oh, it can't be an art.
If you like to be beat up and colored with blood, I guess it's art.
Well, whoever made that like sport or art or whatever it is, okay. Whoever made that, I don't really know because like they might have gotten someone like hurt. They might have to go to the hospital, and no one wants that.
It's true. I mean, there's so many lessons here everywhere you look about it. Because the lesson that came to me that I was not even looking at, and that's what I love about your thinking, is you always just get my thinking going. But it's like, you know the saying, there's no pain, no gain? There's kind of some of that, right? Because we also talked about skateboarding, and like Daddy hurt himself trying to skateboard the other day, but I still want to keep doing it. What else? I mean, if you go out into the street in the morning, you run risk, right? Life has risks and rewards. But that's the thing that I think I want to capture. Like, if I could say anything, it would be everything is risk and reward. Apparently, these people know. Nobody wants to go to the hospital. Nobody is going to get hit. But do you think they accept they might get hit? They might get hit a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been seeing you boxing on the video game, and you guys start pleasing the guys.
Hey, so I just want to clear up my name real quick. I'm not a big gamer. I have an original Xbox, and this came out recently. Otherwise, it's put away for years.
The name is Barrera.
Oh yeah, so we're playing a boxing game. It's some EA Sports boxing game, and yes, it is Barrera. Here's what I wanted to say. If they know all that comes with it, the getting hurt, all that type of stuff, why do they do it?
I still don't know.
What could it be?
We might have to Google it.
Okay, Google.
What is the history of boxing?
Okay,
how did it start?
No, baby, sit down.
How did it start? How do you think it started?
By
What were they fighting about?
I don't know. Well,
Food?
I thought I was supposed to be asking the questions and you guys were supposed to be giving the answers.
Oh,
But now it's the whole opposite.
Well, because we would want to see like your ideas. Why would something like that would start?
Yeah, it's a good question. Because I think these might be questions that your audience has as well, right? So.
Because it does make sense. Like, who wants to get beat up?
But I think I know why, because like when you win like a championship or like something like that, they give you like a gold medal, or like they make you feel rich, but you're actually using it for a bad reason, because you might get someone to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, you get your medal, but you still have a black
Wait,
eye
wait.
or no eye.
No, bring it back, baby. That was so beautiful. Say that one more
true.
time. Can you help me with that again?
Okay, so I think all they want is just the medal to feel like they're rich.
All they want is the medal to feel that they're rich.
But they didn't know that they hurt someone else, and they may have to go to the hospital.
You think they don't know they hurt somebody else?
Oh yeah, I do think they know.
But like, baby, you're so wise, man.
The only thing I know is that my dad is never gonna go to one of those things.
To like
Ever.
watch? To what? I can go watch. I don't have permission to go watch boxing.
Oh, but you can go watch, but not do. Please,
I would be kind of interested, actually.
please don't. Your
Okay.
beautiful face is already
It's not that beautiful, baby.
It is beautiful.
It's probably shiny because I don't do powder. Machote. Oh no, wait. Never mind. That's not. Oh yeah, no, I'm alright. Whoa. Hey, we're not perfect people, but we have some really cool conversations. So, you want to wrap this up, or you guys want to talk a little bit more about boxing? I mean, let's just get some key takeaways, Mommy. Sophia, start. What's your key takeaway first, please?
What does that mean?
Yeah, like we tied a conversation. Did you get anything out of it? Did you get nothing out of it? If you did get something out of it, what was it? And if you didn't, what do you wish you would have gotten out of it? Was that very
What
complicated?
I wish would have gotten out of it
Yeah, like.
is why girls wear bikinis.
Okay, but that was a different conversation. And let's pick up part 2 on that one, I think. That's a great topic, and let's look for some other stuff, maybe. Yeah?
Okay.
But the original question about why do people box, essentially. Do you have an answer that you're able to help your friends with yet?
I don't know, but I think I found the answer myself.
What is it?
They just want the gold medal
They just want the gold medal.
and the money.
But what's the problem about that?
Because they're hurting people else and they're hurting themselves.
Baby, you're breaking it down. Preach, my little Sophi. Don't let me hang like that. You alright? Mommy, what was your takeaway?
My takeaway is that sometimes kids have more common sense about things, because if you think about it, yeah, boxing, it's entertaining.
No, it isn't.
It's definitely not isn't for somebody that don't like to see other people get beat up, but it's also a kind of like a race, like who's stronger, who stands, the last. Is that how you say it?
Who's the last man standing?
Yeah, who's the last man standing? Who gets that medal? Who gets that recognition, even though you're all beat up and bleeding and with a blue eye or no vision at all? Is that even worth it? I don't know. That's my question.
Did you know that I saw Daddy once watching from the TV the boxing, and I saw like people saying like I'm sorry, but they're like this. I'm sorry.
They're saying sorry to each other?
I'm sorry.
Like what? Like the boxer to the boxer?
No, like there was an old man that tried to box, but there was like a young man. He's like, I'm sorry. Why? Why do they do this to people?
You're talking about there was somebody at a bar and a guy hit the guy, right? It was like on a camera. It was in the boxing match.
It was in the boxing match.
Okay, then I don't know what you're talking about. But you're so cute. Mikey, takeaway. Go ahead. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No.
Okay.
My key takeaway. I like your points. I mean, I don't agree with them, but I like hearing that perspective, right? So, but no, there's absolutely something very strange here, and I'll try to be very brief. I remember the first time I saw a fight in person. It was in 8 hour. I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, and I had a physical reaction to it. It didn't feel right in my heart. So that's what's beautiful about you is your heart, baby. It's so pure, and you just come from that spot that I wish I could take myself. I wish I could unlearn everything that this life has taught me, because if I was to capture my key takeaway, you know what it is? You want me to make sense of it. There's so much in this world that doesn't make sense, and we have to learn to live with it, or live within it. And then there's the serenity prayer. Make sure you look at that. But now let me give you some different perspective as well.
Mm-hmm.
So life is a fight, baby. Every day you're gonna have to fight, and every day life is gonna throw you punches. So there are some metaphors here, right? Just like running, you can get hurt, you can hurt your knees, but there's this just I don't know, is it like that you want to hurt yourself? No, but there's something that drives you. I love your concept about you're getting something out of it, but you're causing physical harm to somebody. How can you be okay with that? That just gave me goosebumps. Mm-hmm. I'm learning more from you than I can just sit here and thinking about these things. That's my key takeaway, baby. You have a beautiful mind, and thank you for sharing it with people. Go ahead.
But here's the thing I'm worried about, because there is bad people out there, and I'm scared that they let their kids watch boxing and think that they're good, and they just do it in school.
You're afraid that kids will start fighting in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mom, you want to talk?
And it is true, I mean, yes. Like I said, some people find it entertaining, and so kids grow learning that is entertainment, and so they're gonna go out there and they're gonna think it's fun. It's gonna think it's okay to do it to others. I think when kids are exposed to this kind of video games or sports, we gotta make them clear that it has to be both ways, right? And it has in that boxing sport, there's always what do you call it, an arbitro?
Referee.
A referee, mm-hmm. Right? Because the referee is not gonna let that other player kill, the opponent, right? That's the referee is for, right?
Like when a guy bangs on the floor.
Yeah. The referee is there to set a limit, and so we gotta make that clear, right? When kids see boxing or see any other type of physical, sport, that's a sport that is monitored, right? that there's somebody taking care that nobody really gets hurt, and that it's not okay to go out there in the world and start beating up your coworker or your your what do they call it?
Just anybody
Another
in general.
student. Yeah, anybody. It's not a game. It's a sport, not exactly a game. Right?
Why would it be a sport when someone's getting hurt? It's not like soccer, it's not like basketball. It's nothing like any of the other sports. It's just, let's say, a mean sport.
Yeah. I think we might have to look into the history of boxing.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab my phone next time and I'm going to say, who invented boxing? Who? A caveman?
Maybe. They were fighting over meat.
Okay, well, hey, we gotta say, fighting's dumb, but you know who the smart person was?
What?
The one that sold it and keeps selling it and making money.
True.
Just kidding, right? No, these are all great points because now I go back to like questioning everything.
Oh, wait. I think I get it.
Go ahead.
I think they're only doing the game to get money and people can hurt themselves.
And I would've, and they would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you, little girl. You figured it out. So now, man, you just threw another angle up in here. So there's not only these two people that have questionable motives. I mean, ethics, morality. What do you want to say? Like, basically, I'm sorry if I'm using big words, but there's these two people that have agreed that they're going to fight. And then because it's a sport, maybe they enjoy it, and maybe they make money, but the ethical issue here is that you're causing people physical harm. I love it. Now we had a plot twist with this person that arranges these two people fighting. I mean, everybody in here, if fighting is bad, then the people that watch it, the people that do it, the people that play a video game in front of their daughter should feel extreme guilt here. Right?
Don't feel guilty.
Thank you, baby. But what I'm really seeing is we need more guys in this house. So if anyone wants to come hang out with us anytime, hey. No, this is such a good talk. Like, I've learned so much just right here, spending some time with you. And Mommy, you have a beautiful mind too. I like the way you think, and it's teaching me a lot about myself. I think you out there too. You're questioning some things. Like, I could be real macho right here, right? And just be like, well, I like boxing. Because
it's a men's sport.
It's a sport. I mean, it is a sport. There's two people that have respect for each other, but it's all situational. There's every possibility exists in the world. If it can exist, it exists, right? So there's good and bad in everything too, baby. But I mean, I just love that I have you to think about these things with, and I love that you wanted to do this channel and share it with some other people too. I think you did a really good job on this show. So
yeah.
Why don't you wrap it up? Say bye to your friends.
Bye. Thanks for watching the first episode of Sophi's Kid Talk. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi friends, before you leave, please subscribe and share. Do not fight, love one, love all. Bye.